He doesn't always finish, but he always has the ability to set somebody else up.
All right, he's Charlie Slagle. I'm Dean Lincoln. We're going to go down the field and get you set up for this one. The Carolina Railhawks come in with an impressive record. They are at 12-5-3 with 39 points. Meanwhile, Cleveland, just 2 wins on the season to go with 7 ties. They're 2-12-7. They're in last place of the USL 1 with 13 points. Of course, don't need to remind everybody that Martin Rennie was the head coach of Cleveland, leading them to the USL 2 title a year ago. When he made the decision, Charlie, to step up, Cleveland was still going to be a USL 2 team. So, a lot of people think that he left them totally abandoned, but he moved up the ladder like most people do, and then Cleveland decided to go up as well.
Right, he went up first, and it was a good decision, I still think, on his part. And he will be ready for this game tonight, try to go 3-0 in the only 3 games they play against Cleveland.
All right, we are underway here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Well, thank you for joining us, particularly for being a part of the introductions of the starting lineup and the national anthem. Great job, as always, by Danielle Fernandez-Norquist. Arguably the best national anthem singer in the country, let alone in the USL. She's impressive, Charlie.
Very good, very good.
All right, Cleveland is going to be in all black, which even at this time of night, just past 7 o'clock, can't be that pleasant because it is hot and muggy, Charlie.
It is definitely hot and muggy, and thank God it's not going to be tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be hotter, I believe.
That's right, yeah, they're calling for near 100-degree weather. Charlie Slagle, of course, heads up the Capital Area Soccer League, one of the most successful soccer leagues in the country. And Charlie, as we just go in here, give you a chance to talk early doors about your time in Sweden. What was that all about?
It was great. We took 10 teams of challenge players, which is our middle level here in North Carolina, little all-star teams, and they played in something called the Eskilkupens, and we won about 2/3 of our games, didn't have any champions, and both the boys and the girls went to Denmark also for a while, so it was a great opportunity for these kids, and a great social experience too.
Well done. And Castle continues to, I guess, extend the boundaries even at the youth soccer level, getting great exposure to so many people. And Charlie, last plug here, at least the first half, the website to learn more about Castle?
CastleNC.com.
CastleNC.com. All right, let's get right to it here. Again, Carolina in orange, blue, and blue. If you miss it, the starting lineup, Eric Reed, the former Cleveland Star goalkeeper. Capono Lowe's your left back in the middle. Mark Schulte and Jeremy Tollison, 2 more former City Stars. And then Greg Shields is in at right back. All he did was play in the EPL and the Scottish Premier League. Charlie, he is going to be fun to watch. I know you like good defending, and he's pretty good. Here comes Richardson now as he's taken down.
I like good anything as long as they're playing well. That's always good. You need 11 of those positions.
And there's Shields on it now, just newly cropped hairdo out there. Goes right to Luke Kremelmeyer, and Kremelmeyer's confidence booming again now as he was able to get one of those 8 goals that Charlie just talked about. Scored in that Miami thrashing 4-0, the game where Richardson popped in 3.
You'll notice with a 4-3-3 that the Railhawks are playing. Shields just went forward. It allows the defenders to come forward. They'll always have more than the other team back there, so they can go forward. And with that, you sort of a surprise attack because you're not sure who's coming and when.
3 minutes in, the lineup then for the Cleveland City Stars. Evan Bush is in goal. The defenders are Troy Roberts, Anthony Stovall, Warren Canoe, Ibrahim Conte. The midfielders are Alyun Gay, Pato Aguilera, Ryan Stewart, Leo Gibson, and then forwards Ricardo Pierre-Luis, and sitting behind him Jason Hodgkin, who is now out there. And Hodgkin was a key part of Martin Rennie's piece. He's now getting some more time here for Rod Underwood's Cleveland City Stars. All right, so now you know who's out there. Let's get to the action. Good ball, far left side, stays in. The field looks impeccable as that one's played, driven in. Jeremy Tollison drives it right back. Now here's Joseph Kabwe from Zimbabwe, and Charlie, his play of late, guy who wasn't getting a lot of time, has been fantastic.
That's part of Martin Rennie's philosophy. You work hard in practice, get in there, and then whatever you do in a game, and you're going to get more playing time. And they have 18 players who have played at least 14 games out of their 29 this year.
Leo Gibson somehow able to keep that in bounds. And thank everybody for joining us here on USL Live. Remember, you can catch exclusive interviews, features, and highlights of your Carolina Railhawks or Cleveland City Stars on USLLive.com, the league's official online video channel. USLLive.com, your source for soccer action. Canoe plays it in the back to the big man back there, number 4, Ibrahim Kante. And Gibson has had some success against the Railhawks, scored goals when he was with the Minnesota Thunder on this field. This one played over far side to Ryan Stewart. Ryan Stewart was on the field when Martin Rennie's team beat the Charlotte Eagles 1 year ago for the USL2 championship. This is Gay in the middle, playing with Pato Aguilera. And here's a guy, Pato's played with multiple teams in the USL level. A KG veteran. He'll lose it to Cobway. Cobway gets rid of it before he's bumped off the ball there by Gay. Right side here now to Shields. Shields, Charlie, in that Rochester game up in Rochester was serving some unbelievable balls, so he's not afraid to go forward and do some crossing.
You'll find these English Premier League guys, and anybody that plays in England can hit those long balls.
Great ball to Richardson, and Richardson put it right to the goalkeeper, though. And that looked like a pretty decent. Oh, the offside flag was up anyway, Charlie, so it didn't matter. I'm kind of glad about that because he's been doing such a good job finishing and hit it right to the goalkeeper.
Right, he did hit it at the goalkeeper, but the flag was up. I don't think he knew that as he was hitting it to the goalkeeper, but it just it kept the crowd down from getting too excited. Last time these teams played, it was right here, and even though quite a bit of activity, the field was slanted towards the Railhawks goal, both halves. It was only a 1-0 game, and that goal was late on a free kick by Palladini.
All right, here's Gibson. He'll play it back to Aguilera. The goalkeeper is Evan Bush, Hunter Gilstrap, who was with Martin Rennie last year, except at the end when Eric Reed got the start as part of their alternating system that Martin Rennie has deployed everywhere he's been, and it's worked for him.
I was talking to Martin today on the radio show, and he doesn't know how long. This is the first time I think he's gone this long with goalkeepers splitting games, one game for one and one game for the other.
So
Obviously,
normally
Eric
he'll make
Reed's
the
in goal.
switch like later in the season, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
usually the later in the season you end up with one goalkeeper, and he says they both have worked very well.
This is trouble here, and then Jeremy Tollison elbowed to shield him off. That's interesting. That's Ricardo Pierre-Louis, the Haitian who actually was in the Carolina Railhawks training camp for quite some time.
They've noticed on Tollison when he passed that ball back to Reed, he didn't pass it directly to him. He passed the ball so he could be in the way of the defender chasing the ball down. And a lot of times young players will pass it straight back to the goalkeeper, and it will allow some sort of collision there, some sort of hospital pass as they call it.
Right.
And that time he led him into a corner that would allow him to clear the ball.
Charlie, that's an excellent point, and with that, I need to tell you that Martin Rennie believes Jeremy Tollison is the best defender on this team. He gets no pub, he gets no hype, he doesn't seek it, he's a silent assassin, and yet, you know, he's a guy that Martin Rennie believes does his job better than anybody. Big words from the coach.
It is, and you know, just like offensive linemen, defenders sometimes just don't get the pub, and you know, they usually don't try to seek it, because when they seek it, then something bad happens.
Capono Low, the left back, plays it into Bundu, who gets knocked to the ground. I believe you also had Capono Low on your show this morning. Is that right?
Did have Capono Low. We were discussing his celebration after his 90-minute goal.
Yeah.
It was quite exciting. He was going back and forth with the Rochester fans, and took his shirt off and put it on the corner flag and lifted it up. So something we don't recommend, and referee didn't either, as he gave him a caution.
Right. I don't think Capono will do it again either, but I think it was you know, continued harassment from those fine Rochester fans, and decided to have a little fun with it.
That was Capono's first goal this year in a USL 1 game. Had one against Wilmington.
Cleveland trying to make that wide pass over here to Leo Gibson. Capono Low finds it to Gregory Richardson. Richardson, such a dynamic player since coming over from Carolina Railhawks. He has electrified the crowds here at WakeMed Soccer Park. Back now to Shields. Looking for Amir Lowry. In that Rochester game, need to point out that Martin deployed 2 defensive holding midfielders, with Brad Russin, the big Bruin, joining him. And Martin was right again. Rochester is such a scrappy fighting team, really physical, and decided to put an extra big body in there, the coach did.
Yeah, and they're fighting for, Rochester is fighting just to make sure that they make the playoffs. So that was a big game for them, and got 0 points, and they didn't want one either. And a late goal by the Railhawks really made a difference. I think right now, if I'm Martin Rennie, I'm not real excited about the pace of play. I think that obviously the Railhawks did play midweek, but they don't play another game for 7 days. They've got some players who didn't play. The game seems a little bit slow right now, which I think is to Cleveland's favor.
Yep, I agree with that for sure. That one in the middle there by Gay. Played back to Troy Roberts. Troy Roberts with the LA Galaxy a year ago. As Cleveland also continues to bring up Major League Soccer players on loan. Tough time, though, for the Cleveland City Stars. You got to feel for them a little bit, Charlie. Moving up after all that success in 2 years, never lost a home game, and now find themselves in dead last place.
Right. Well, sometimes it's tough to move up, and this year it's who's quickest on the getting the best players out of MLS, because MLS went down 4 players on their roster, so there were some players available, and the early bird caught the worm on this one. If you want me to explain what that means, I don't know.
I just leave them go when I say something that doesn't make sense, Charlie. I'm glad you just open it up. Here we go. Cobways on it. Back to Amir Lowry. Here's Brian Plotkin, the former Indiana star. Brian Plotkin, it's interesting he's playing with Amir Lowry. A little trash talking going on because Indiana is going to open up in their tournament, their second game of the Adidas Classic that they play every year. It's Indiana Wake Forest up in Bloomington, Charlie. I get to call that game. I can't wait because they're expecting like 7,000 people. It's a great atmosphere.
It's a great atmosphere at Indiana. No question.
The Bill Armstrong Stadium, Jerry Yeagley Field. They call it Fill the Bill. They're going to fill it up.
Wake Forest just lost one of their best players, Cody Arnaud, signed in the EPL.
Oh, wow. Good stuff there, Charlie. This one, Schulte, great ball to Shields. Making that run in the corner, able to get to it. And earns the corner kick. So the right back, another late signing by Martin Rennie. A lot of teams are sitting at the top like the Railhawks have been the entire time. Don't make any changes. He keeps adding players, Richardson and Shields.
Yeah, he finds the players that he wants. He's going to use them, and the players know they have to work. And it definitely is a family atmosphere. I was over here talking to Martin the other day, and just at lunchtime, and a lot of players come to him about soccer, but also about other things in their life.
This one driven in by Plotkin. No problem, though, for Evan Bush. 12th minute, no score, and really no real clear scoring chance at the moment, right, Charlie?
Other than that one offside where Richardson got the ball on the outside, there has not been. Very middle third oriented.
Cleveland now making a run. Good ball dropped to Stewart. Stewart's on it now. Player goes down. Referee says play on. Does not even barely acknowledge the player going down. It's Hodgkin.
It was a good play by Shields, who used his experience and made sure that the guy was not going to get all the way. Hodgkin was not going to get all the way open away from the ball.
Kremelmeyer too strong for Salyu Bundu is Luke and Salyu try to get on the same page, talking to each other just a little bit. Conte will switch it over to Roberts.
13 minutes in here, Dean, and haven't had a replay, but there's a reason for that. We really haven't had anything to watch. It's been very middle third oriented. For those don't understand that term, there's an offensive third, a defensive third, and the middle third, and find a lot of action like that in games that, especially that are slow, and then both teams are content to just pass the ball in that middle third.
Long ball, Capono Low able to get back and get to it. Capono Low has played multiple positions for Martin Rennie and the all-time leading scorer for the Carolina Railhawks has shown his versatility well. He's played left back, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, and then against Rochester when Josh Gardner, who, congratulations by the way, had to return as his wife went into labor, Capono Low forced into left midfield position because Gregory Richardson and John Cunliffe were injured. So he'll do it all for you, and he scores the game winner.
Yeah, he can play in all positions. A very accomplished player, and he just wants to get playing time.
Said he was having a lot of fun at the left wing, and late when they were pushing, he basically was a center forward up there, and that's where he was, sitting right in front of the goal when Andre Budny was able to cross it from the end line right to Capono Low, who first timed it past Scott Vallo. Here we go. A shot from Rochester, and Eric Reed knew that was not on target. Gives me a chance to ask Charlie Slagle about Eric Reed. Here's a guy that Martin Rennie says when he's in the zone, he's unstoppable. And some of the saves he's been making, leaving his feet and getting airborne, have been world class, Charlie.
Yeah, he has played very well, and they're a little bit different kind of goalkeepers, he and Caleb, but they do one thing: they keep the ball out of the net, and that's the main thing to do. Both have good winning percentages also.
Richardson, what a ball to Cobway. Cobway's on it now. Cobway played against the City Stars team last year representing Charlotte and scored the only goal for the Charlotte Eagles in that 2-1 loss to the Cleveland City Stars. So Martin figured, if you can score against me on that game, go ahead and join my team, huh, Charlie?
That's true. And Schulte was thinking about coming up and taking this throw in, then decided to stay back.
A little bit hot out there as Amir Lowry continues to fight for it. Here's Richardson now. Richardson's so dangerous. Trying to get that last pass in. Cobway wins it, looking for options, gives it back to Lowry. Still got plenty of time, no real pressure. This is looking vaguely similar to the last time Cleveland was here when they packed all 11 players near the 18. Richardson tries to get around, and then stepping up there again is Conte. But Cleveland not afraid to pack it in.
No, they're not afraid to pack it in. They want to keep this score close. You do that a lot of times on the road, and then look for the counterattack.
Good move there by Ryan Stewart. Elbow to spring. Ricardo Pierre-Louis, the Haitian superstar, down the right flank. Marked over there by Capono Low. He's inside the 18 with nice step overs. Good stuff. Played right to Amir Lowry, no problem. Fancy stuff, though, from the Haitian star.
No question, just a bad pass at the end of it.
Here's Salyu Bundu, back to goal. Plays it back to Richardson, then gets pushed. And looks like Bundu comes up limping a little bit.
A delayed call on there took away the advantage. Referee was waiting to see if there was an advantage, and when you have a player holding his thigh, I guess they figured it was an advantage. What a beautiful night, other than sweating up here.
Right, just a little muggy, exactly. A little steamy, a little extra layer. Kremmelmeyer will come over to knock this one with his right foot. Capono Low's also thinking about taking it.
And Schulte is up top, so you may want to be looking that they're probably aiming for him and looking for people to run off of him.
Kremmelmeyer drives this one in and comes right back out. Cobway, there's Bundu with his head on it. Bush just able to punch it out. And Aguilera is able to break it out the other way. Easy for me to say. Leo Gibson on it.
It was a good play by Bush. He waited on the ball, or as I say, the Cinderella principle. He arrived late on the ball and didn't have to go through any traffic.
That game I'm referring to was on Fox Soccer Channel. It was Daniel Palladini that scored in the 89th minute on a near 35-yard long free kick that somehow was able to keep low and find its way through the wall and everywhere else and in the side net.
Late goal and a game that the Railhawks deserved to win, and had to be disappointing for Cleveland because they hung on very gallantly.
Plotkin able to steal it in the middle. One right back, though, in the middle by Gay.
Railhawks have still been content to go low pressure. I think they're picking it up just a tad now defensively.
Pressure there on Troy Roberts. And it, just as Charlie Slagle says it, Cowboys following Troy Roberts all over the field. And Roberts, because of that pressure, will lose the ball. And Greg Shields has it now. Shields plays it into Luke Kremmelmeyer. He was hoping to touch it to Bundu. Would have been better served maybe to hang on to it.
Yeah, there's a couple reasons you high pressure. Obviously to win the ball, but it also has a lasting effect. That 90th minute, as you get closer and closer, or the 45th minute, teams start tiring out, and then you end up with more space.
Kremmelmeyer looks to Bundu. Bundu 1-on-3 right now. Bundu's got Richardson. Bundu will shoot it. Not quite on target. I don't think he saw Richardson.
Yeah, still a good shot. He just missed the upper 90 there. And I don't know if Richardson would have had anything better, but it was a good attempt. Here it comes right here. comes across. You'll see Richardson, number 20, coming into your screen. And it would have taken a couple touch for Richardson to be where he needed to be. That ball did not miss by much.
Dean Linke, sorry, Charlie.
No, go ahead.
Dean Linke along with Charlie Slago here in the 20th minute. No score. The Carolina Railhawks and the Cleveland City Stars. Amir Lowry able to win it in the midfield. Talking about players that Martin Rennie is starting to speak up a little bit about for some recognition. Amir Lowry certainly one of those.
No question. And Amir has, early in the season, I think he was trying to show how tough he was and had a couple opportunities to get some cautions in there and be very physical. And I think he's calmed that down. He's learned the game and learned the league very well.
It's a player that Martin believes could return to the Major League Soccer level, where he's had more than a cup of coffee with 3 teams, Kansas City and San Jose among them. This one played back to Pato. Pato's got Gibson on the right side. He'll see him and he'll get it to him. Gibson shields it in. On the turn now, dangerous stuff from Ricardo Pierre-Luis as he stays with it, and he'll lose the ball. Look at Jeremy Tollison, just absolutely picks his pocket.
Yes, he did. Very nice play by Tollison. But that attack was what Cleveland's been looking for. Slow down the pace and then get a steal in midfield and then take off and try to get an attempt, and they came very close.
Well, listen, to Cleveland's credit, they are not looking like a 2-win team at the moment. No real dangerous opportunities, but they're keeping possession and they're surviving the Railhawks attack. Cobway, right side, good ball to Shields. What a weapon to have. Shields takes his time with it, gives it to Kremelmeyer. Kremelmeyer's passing a little better this time back to Shields. Shields will drive this one, looking for Richardson, and not on target. Good job by Gibson to chest it down and play it out of the back. He's back on it now.
Well, Cleveland, of course, is not out of the playoff race. They definitely have to win some, but you can get the 7th place, which is the last playoff spot, very easily here with 3 or 4 wins in a row.
Cleveland sits at 13. The team in 7th place sits at 25. So that's 4 wins away. They're not out of it, but it's bleak.
Yeah, it is bleak. I mean, we're talking 4 wins in a row for a team that's won 2.
Yeah, with not that many to go as they played 21 games. They need to win them all. Here's Lowe. Railhawks looking a little bit lackadaisical here and there.
You'll get average tonight so far, and I think they'll have to pick that up. We'll see what happens as the half gets a little bit later. We're about midway through.
Here's Hodgkin. Big, strong player. He's a player that Martin considered also bringing here. Player who worked his way back into fitness late into the Cleveland City season and played a key part in their playoff run. Did get in the championship game. Tell you what, I would not want to run into number 4, Conte, in a back alley either. He is solid.
I don't think I'd want to run into him in the middle of this field. Heck with a back alley.
Yeah, he is a
big man.
He is a big man, and they like him in Cleveland. This one over the top, trying to find Kremelmeyer.
Just not finding that crispness of passes that the Railhawks usually employ. Some longer balls. Content to hold the ball in midfield.
Shields will play it out of the back. Lost in the midfield. Ricardo Pierre-Luis has it. He's got Hodgkin to his left, and Shields now able to pick his pocket. So I'm not quite sure if it's defending or Ricardo just trying to get a little too fancy.
Yeah, a little bit fancy there. I think that was Schulte who picked his pocket there.
Bunda, what a ball to Luke Kremelmeyer. Kremelmeyer's got Richardson left side. Kremelmeyer wants to try to get it to the end line and cross it, but stood up there by the guy we just mentioned. Great defending for the big man, Conte.
Conte did a great job there. Got in the, waited to make his move and didn't dive and got the ball away. Kremelmeyer really did not have that much help. He was pretty much by himself. Richardson was trailing by about 15 yards.
Conte moves well.
It's Rod Underwood, Rod Underwood, who played at Furman, came out of Atlanta, played at Furman, has been coaching at some level at pro soccer for quite a while.
Indeed, was looking to get a head coaching job. Actually was interviewed by the Carolina Railhawks. And then took the job when Martin Rennie vacated to come here. Shields. Hodgkin will run this down as with limited pressure. Shields stays up with him at the moment. Schulte drops over to the right side, plays it to Lowry. Look at all the black jerseys on the other side of the midfield line. Finally, Ricardo Pierre-Luis crosses the other way. Here comes Plotkin. Plotkin's got low on the left side. Plotkin will shoot. Good save by Bush. And Kremmelmeyer tries to keep it alive over to Shields. He can't. Should go back to Cleveland, and it does. Brian Plotkin can unload, kind of just like barely winds up that leg. You know, Charlie, when I hit a ball, I got to go all the way back and give it everything. He can just boom, boom, and hit it.
Yeah, he hit it very well, and we had Bundu and Kremmelmeyer fouling. Watch this, and didn't quite get the right spot. Good save by the goalkeeper, Bush. Kremmelmeyer and Bundu, as you saw, were heading towards the goal on the shot. Always look for the rebounds on those because, as we've said, a cheap goal counts just as much as a great goal.
I love that, by the way. This one will be a free kick opportunity as Kremmelmeyer gets knocked to the ground. That'll give Capono Low a chance to swerve one in.
A very dangerous play here. Whenever you have this angle, the defenders are lining up about 9 yards out. So there's a little bit of room in there, and it's going to be interesting because he can put that to the near post or to the back post. Goalkeeper tries not to be in no man's land.
Come on up here. Capono Low drives this one in. Lowry, right back, Evan Bush, just in time, puts his paw up to save it.
And that was not classic goalkeeping there, saving that with one paw, as you said. Yeah, had just the one glove up. Usually you're taught to catch those with two hands, and had a good play. He sort of tapped it to himself.
You kind of feel like now, Charlie, that the Railhawks starting to peck away at that goal just a little bit, kind of beating it in, trying to crack through. That's the feeling I'm getting right now.
Capono might get a caution here. He took the extra ball off the field, and somehow it ended up back on the field, which means you can't play. Good way to delay the game. A little gamesmanship there, and referee told him to stop.
Referee's done a decent job of giving warnings. The next one will mean a card as Lowe comes over to head it away. Now here's Schulte under some pressure, and it'll go off of Cleveland back to Carolina. Charlie, I want to thank our fine crew here. Matt Bachman is the director, doing a nice job with Joseph Myers-Simon. On the cameras, Kyle Lang, Josh Rivas, and the man from Chapel Hill, Bob Ellis.
Always do a good job, and we always are nice to them because otherwise they can make us look pretty bad.
Yeah, they do. Best crew, I think, in USL. Fantastic job, particularly with the ability to give us second and third looks at some of the premium plays. Foul called against Carolina.
That was a dangerous play, and they decided to play it short and work it around. I think if I'm Cleveland there, I set something up and try to get something in the box.
Aguilera. That's the first time I said his name right, so I'm feeling pretty good. This one now up top to Ricardo Pierre-Luis, and he gets knocked to the ground. Hodgkin comes in hard on Kremmelmeyer. Good turn in the middle there by Stewart.